Hello, I am so glad that you're joining me for this live. Every Tuesday, I go live and share a skincare tip and often bust a commonly held skincare myth so that you can look years younger. And speaking of, I am Bethany. I am the very soon to be 50-year-old founder, which it blows my mind to say that every time still, even though I know I'm going to be 50 this December 2020. But if you want to look at least 10 years younger and you are struggling with the start of allergy season right now and puffy eyes, a puffy face, then this video is for you. I have allergies. I have lots of allergies. I am allergic to trees. I'm allergic to all grasses. I'm allergic to cats and dogs, which doesn't stop me because I have 4 rescue cats. And I just kind of muddle through it, right? For all of those who are my fellow animal lovers out there, please let me know if you do the same. So, and plus Vertera is not tested on animals. So that's another reason. But I have really started to notice that in the past couple of days, especially this morning, when I'm waking up with puffy eyes, a puffy face, and because of my allergies. When I went to bed last night, my eyes were itching so much. It was practically unbearable. I mean, have you ever had that allergic response to where you just all you want to do is just rub your eyes, right? So I'm going to share with you my personal and often uncommon tips. There's some things here that you may not have heard of before, but these will work for you and they will depuff your eyes, depuff your face, give you back that sculpted look and to both areas and help you get through your allergies beautifully and to look fresh and awake and younger. So, one of the first things that is, if you struggle with allergies, is making sure that you're taking an allergy medicine that really works for you. So, one of the things that I absolutely recommend is using allergy eye drops on a regular basis. So I have a prescription, which I'm sure if you have allergies, you do as well. But in desperation, when I went to the pharmacist and the pharmacy was closed in the store, they shut down at 7 and I wasn't there before 7. So I bought the generic that they had. Now, using these, I like to do an kind of alternate between flush and fix. I call it flush and fix. So when you are having a really strong allergic response and your eyes are just tearing and just itching like crazy, I like to do what is called a flush. So that's when I take the eye drops and tilt my head over to one side and just actually squirt a lot of drops in them to flush the eye of the allergens. So you want to let the eye drops kind of trickle down your temple. So that's what I call the flush. The fix is when I literally just take one drop, I keep my head back and steady and put one drop in the inner corner, just one tiny drop. That's the fix. So you'll want to alternate between flush and fix to make sure that you're getting the allergens removed and also treating that itchy response and the redness. The other thing is to take, an allergy pill that works for you. I know this might sound kind of elementary, but I don't know about you, but I often forget to take my allergy medicine out of busyness, or sometimes I'm like, oh, my allergies aren't that bad today. I don't think I need an allergy pill. We know what happens when we skip them, right? So I always get myself in the routine of taking one a day. A 24-hour one seems to work best for me, but make sure you're using one that works best for you. So these are your basics, your eye drops, your allergy eye drops, and your allergy pills, right? So now let's move on to the depuffing, right? And what we can do to make sure that we're getting that built up fluid out of the eye area, out of our face, so that our face can look sculpted, so that we can see our jawline, we can see our cheekbones, and that we can have good contours for our eyes, and our eyes aren't super puffy. So one of the things that I do each morning is a facial massage. So you can do this with a gua sha, that's what this little tool is, or you can do it by hand. And you can, if you don't have a gua sha, you can do the same facial massage movements with your hands. So you want to be sure to start with your neck, because you have to open up space for everything to drain down, okay? Because it's going to drain down, so you have to open up space. If you start at your eyes and you haven't started with your neck, what's going to happen is that that fluid is going to have nowhere to go. So it's not going to actually help. It's not going to get rid of the puffiness. So you want to start with here in the middle, and I like to do it 5 times, and you can actually give it a little shake on the 5th one. And then you want to go to each side of the neck. And then you want to start with your jawline. So like I said, I do 5. I give it a little shake, and then I bring that down so that I'm moving any of the puffiness down. Remember, we have to work from the bottom up, because we've got to give a place for all this fluid to go, right? So you want to do that on both sides. If you're using your hands, you can easily, do this with your hands, right? When it comes to your chin, take your fingers like this, like kind of mimic the groove that's in the gua sha, and just move it along. And you want to apply medium pressure, because you really want to work into the skin. Then we're going to move up. So just remember what this looks like, right? If you're going to be doing it with your hands. Then move up to your cheekbones. Do the same thing. 5 times, give it a little wiggle, and then draw it down, because you want to move that out and down. Then we're going to move to the eyes. So you want to take this corner, push that fluid out, do that 5 times, get it a little wiggle, and then move it down. You want to push that down. Then we're going to go above here to our brow bone. So you can take it across just like that. If you're doing this with your hands, again, you can use your knuckles as that groove and do the same movement. Same for under the eyes. You can just use one, push that fluid out. Then we're going to move up to the forehead. So we're going to go in the middle, remember 5 times. Then we're going to go to one side 5 times, push that down. The other side 5 times, and push that down. So that's one way to do it, and that really does help. And besides being a fantastic way to depuff, it also relieves a lot of stress, and that you're holding in your skin a lot of tension, which is good. Then another way that you can add, another method you can add on top of this, is using a sonic scrubber. So this isn't just for clearing the pores. It has a peeling function. It has a moisturizer function to drive moisturizers deeper into the skin. And then the last function is lift. So if you set it on the lift function, I can do that now. I'm not wearing any makeup. I'm wearing mascara, a little bit of blush, and I have on lip balm. But this is my skin, my almost 50 skin without any foundation. So just so you know. But when you put it on the lift function, you want to make sure that the angled side, if you can see that, is down, and put it at like a 30 to 45 degree angle. You don't want to do it like this. It's got to be against the skin, and move it up. and just keep moving upward in these upward motions. And you can do that for a couple minutes. If you're still experiencing a lot of puffiness here at the eyes, you can move it out just like that, and it'll really help. So if the facial massage hasn't done enough for you, if you still have some fluid, you can use a sonic scrubber to help move more out and lift your skin to get your facial contours back. Now, one of the things that I will say, anytime that you're doing facial massage, whether it's with a gua sha or with your hands, you want to make sure that you have some slip on your skin. So always apply your daytime moisturizer, or if you want to do an oil beforehand to give it some slip. So you don't want to be dragging that across the skin. You want your device or your fingers to be moving effortlessly, gliding across the skin while you're doing that, because you don't want to be pulling the skin, right? You want to treat it very delicately. Now, this next tip, if you are still puffy, this is especially for your eyes. If your eyes are still driving you crazy and so itchy and still puffy after all this, or even if you just are struggling with the itching, maybe the puffiness has really subsided after you've done all this, but the itching is still there. This is an old beauty pageant trick. Hemorrhoid cream. It does work. And I want you to be careful with it though, and make sure that you're using it the right way. So you honestly want to take, can you see this? That, like that much, barely anything, and dab it on the brow bone. Don't get it on the lid, okay? Put it on the brow bone. And you might say, well, Bethany, it's the eyelid that itches. I get that. And I promise you that putting it on the brow bone will take away the itchiness from the lid without getting it too close to your eye. Because remember, this absorbs moisture, okay? So that's why it helps to puff, but it also helps to kill, irritation, itching as well. So you don't want to get it too close to your eye. That's why you want to keep it on the brow bone. I promise it will take away the itching. You can also do the same exact thing with Benadryl cream. If you don't have a hemorrhoid cream at home, I keep this handy for my eyes because, like I said, I have allergies and I have 4 rescue cats. So anytime that I'm not being very conscious of, and you can see right now, I'm itching. I'm gonna put some right there. If I'm not being aware of petting my cats and avoiding my eyes will go crazy. They will immediately start gushing tears. They will be so itchy. So I have to be really careful. And even just putting that right now, it immediately helps. So if you don't have this handy, then using Benadryl cream is your next best thing. And the same thing, only apply it to the brow bone. And just a tiny, tiny bit. You don't need a lot at all. So if you put these tips into practice, you're going to be able to keep your eyes and your face depuffed on a regular basis so that you always look fresh, you look awake, you look younger. So I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions, I'd love it if you would leave me a comment. I'd be happy to come back and answer them personally. And let me know when you've tried any of these tips, whether it's the massage, if it's the hemorrhoid or Benadryl cream, if it's your sonic skin scrubber, or if even just doing the flush or fix has helped you, okay? So this has been Vertera's Tip Tuesday, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon. Take care.